Hello! Today I would like to continue with violin tuning. I'll tell you about pegs and fine tuners. I have only one. What is the difference and how we are using them? Pegs are larger tools comparing to fine tuners and made of wood. They can change the pitch radically comparing to fine tuners. Fine tuners are made of metal and meant only for a small pitch adjustment, also for an easier tuning. This is why you can see that small violins or beginners often have 4 fine tuners, which can be installed one by one or built into the tailpiece where they are located. They tend to make buzzy sound. This is why professional violinists avoid them. In fact, the less metal on violin, the better for the sound. Professionals often allow a fine tuner only on E string, like I have, as it's very thin and harder to tune perfectly with the peg. Also because E string is so thin, the chance of buzzing sound is minimized. So before we use fine tuners, we have to tune the violin pretty accurately with pegs. When you tune your violin for the first time, after you got it from a shop, it's better to tune starting from G string, not from A, because most probably it will be highly out of tune. We tune from A only when violin is relatively in tune. When we need a heavier tuning, we start with the thickest string for a better hold, which is G string. You can use an electronic tuner in the beginning. Also, for the first tuning of your violin, remember, the violin will get out of tune again in 3-5 minutes due to wood adjustments and string stretch. You will need to repeat tuning a few times during half an hour till it gets stable. In fact, when you change new strings, they will stretch for a few days, depending on the brand of the strings you choose. Steel strings stretch the fastest, but that's a topic for another tutorial covering strings replacement. Let's just tune with pegs now. I'll demonstrate it on my old violin so I don't have to mess up the pegs of my violin that I'm playing right now. If you're trying to move your peg up, but it's stuck, then it means that it's really tight in the hole and you have to loosen it. And the easiest way to loosen it would be just going down a little bit, and then once it moved, then you can go up. Here, I got it to G. Same process with every string. So some of the pegs can move easily and some will be stuck. So then you know what to do. You know that you have to just loosen it a little bit by moving it down, and then you can go back up. Let's talk about fine tuner, and let me demonstrate you 2 cases with different outcome. Let's say our E string is too high, right? And you're trying to do this with your fine tuner by lowering it. But unfortunately, your fine tuner is already maximum out. And then you don't want this sound, remember? Buzzing sound. So go back, make sure it's tight. And you cannot do anything to lower it. So you have to use peg now. And then it went to E flat. Then I'm using my tuner to bring it to E. Now let me demonstrate you another case. Look at the fine tuner, how it's digging into the violin wood. See what sacrifices I make for you. Right, so and imagine your E is still too low and you already digging into the wood with the fine tuner, so you can't go anymore in. You have to start working by unscrewing this and work with the peg. See how much lower? And now I can work more, a little bit more higher or lower because I have space here. I hope that in these two different cases, now you know what to do. Please share your experiences with tuning your violin and challenges that you ever had, and ask me any question. Stay tuned for my new videos, and bye!